co-presenter. Mention co-presenter. I'll introduce you to somebody first who isn't the other co-presenter first, though, this handsome man here.
Not me. I'm going to be answering questions, though, in the chat roll. So if this is your first webinar with us, you will see a chat there, usually on the side. You do have to log into that with your Facebook or your Twitter account. But otherwise, if you don't log in, you'll still see it, and you can see the kinds of questions people ask and everything. And we do always encourage everyone to log into it, because you can ask me anything you want at any time. Though I do always caution everyone not to get too carried away with a whole bunch of questions right off the bat, because Mike's going to share his screen here in a moment, and there will be a presentation which should answer most of them. And if not, there'll be a lot of time at the end for Q&A. This is a global business, and we get people coming to our webinar now from all over the world, every different time zone. So if you put in there where you're from, we'll get started.
All right, guys. Well, sit back and relax. We're going to keep you here for about the next 90 minutes. And in that time, my goal tonight is to hopefully blow your mind a little bit. We're coming at you, not from our home, but some friends' home. And we're going to introduce you to them here in a sec. But the whole theme tonight is how you can work from the comfort of your own home, and how you can create your own successful online business. So if you've ever wanted to be your own boss, you've ever wanted to get out of the 9-to-5 kind of system, the grind, you're in the right place. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here, and we're gonna show you a presentation that's going to walk you through a system that is literally being used by thousands of people now all over the world to actually get results. And that's really the key to everything, isn't it? To actually make things happen. So as they say, let's get the show on the road, and stick with me here, folks. You're gonna have a little bit of a hesitation as I switch over and share this. All right, perfect. There we go. All right, guys. So it's all about how to get into the online space, but most importantly tonight, how to do it successfully, okay? So while you're getting settled in and introducing yourself to everybody and telling us where you're from, I'll go ahead and do the same. I'll start with Darren and I. You could say Darren and I are digital nomads, I guess. We like to travel. In fact, for the last few weeks, we have been doing a lot of that. And what I can tell you for certain from my own private personal experience, folks, is that you can run an online business from anywhere in the world. I don't care if you want to hike the Inca Trail or go swim around in the Blue Lagoon or go visit the castles of Europe. You can run an online space there. And I know you can, because I've done it. Folks, this is the online age. There are signals everywhere. Wi-Fi, satellites, Bluetooth, what's the other one? Cell phone. Folks, they're everywhere. And at the end of the day, what that really means is that means you can be anywhere running your business. Now, why are we here tonight? Well, we're here because we want to help you more than anything. We're here because we want to show you how to make extra cash, at least on the side, if not to replace your current income. Most of you are probably not getting paid what you're worth. Why? Because you're working for somebody else. And here's an ugly fact. A lot of relationships these days break up because, well, unfortunately, of money. And in this day and age, I see it happen on a constant basis. So many people break up because they stress about cash. So if we can take some of the pressure off of your life and let you get back to just simply living life and doing the things you love with the people you love, well, as far as I'm concerned, we've done a job well done, and I can sleep better at night. So the system we're going to introduce you to tonight, folks, that's going to help you do that is literally a plug and play system. Now, this is really important to understand, guys. It is literally a system that has been designed by the experts to work for the everyday person. What does that mean for you? Well, it means that you don't need to be a tech expert. It means that you don't have to be a business guru, because what we've put together here are all of the sales tools, all of the training and mentorship, and heck, we've even rolled in all of the products to get you up and rolling and actually seeing results in the shortest amount of time possible. All right, that's what we're going to talk about here tonight. The person who's going to help me do that is coming at us live from Houston, Texas. Leanne Romchek, who used this same system we're talking about here, guys, to fire her boss in just 6 weeks and 2 days. Leanne, why don't you tell us a little bit about what that looked like?
Thank you, Mike. Welcome, everybody from all over the world. I am super excited you're here. I am coming to you from Houston, Texas. So it's a little bit warm down here compared to where you might be. I'll tell you briefly a little bit about myself so we can talk about you, talk about our system. But I want you to know where I come from so you understand I really do relate to where some of you or most of you probably are. I come from the corporate world. I've been running my online business for 3.5 years now, but I come from the 8 to 5 rat race. You know, I come from medical sales. I come from just the grind. I come from the alarm clock. I come from the just working to survive and just, I really wanted to thrive in life and make a difference in life. I have 2 kids who were 16 and 13 when I started my business online, and I did not know a thing about this industry, but something told me it was something different and I need to take a leap of faith. So after I missed all of those years of after school activities and homework and just being present for them, I finally drew a line in the sand. I took the leap of faith, like I said. I started my online business and I fired my boss in 6 weeks and 2 days. So it's possible. If I can do it without any experience, you guys can do it. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you're going to learn tonight specifically. So you're going to learn how to grow your own online business, grow it as quickly as possible, because the goal is to start making money as fast as possible using our automated systems. And you get to hear and see how anybody can plug into our system and start making these huge commissions, so that if you want to fire your boss and quit your job too, you're in the right place and you can do the same thing. We've got quite a few people we're going to show you in a minute that have done just that. But now let's talk about why people are moving online. You know, it's pretty obvious that everywhere we look, automation technology is taking over. Stores are closing. They can't keep up with, you know, the online space. It's just really, it's sad. People are losing their jobs. About 10,000 people on average a month are losing their jobs because they're getting replaced by automation and technology. However, the action takers, the people that learn how to make an income online now, are going to be the millionaires of tomorrow. That's why I always stress now, because we've proven it. We continue to prove it over and over and over. When you plug into a system like ours, you learn how to make an income online and leverage the internet, you will be the millionaire of tomorrow.
I guess that's really the question of the night, folks. How sick and tired are you of being sick and tired? Because here's the beauty of our system, guys. Look at this. We've got people from all over the world, all walks of life, who have stepped up and done something about it. They've drawn a line in the sand and they've said enough is enough. I am tired of making somebody else rich. These people that you see on the screen right here, these are the people that have fired their boss. Not all of them. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit them all on a screen, but this is a sampling to show you just how many people are plugging into this and making things happen, folks. This is what I'm most proud of. These are the most important numbers that we got to talk about, because that right there shows you that this works. And if it's working for these people, it'll work for you people too. So let's talk about you, because I want to know right now, how sick and tired are you of waking up to an alarm clock just to go make somebody else rich? That's exactly what you're doing if you're in the 9 to 5 world. How sick and tired are you of coming up short yourself each and every month, even though you're doing that for somebody else? And if you're dying to be your own boss, or maybe to find some ability to travel and freedom, well, guys, this is absolutely for you. Because here's the deal. This is the best way for you to find time to spend with your family, have the cash to actually do it without stress, and enjoy your time with them while actually going to the places and having the things you've always dreamt of having and going to. But most importantly, you know, we always get told we're supposed to plan for our future. We're supposed to create this nest egg that secures our future. Funny thing is, all these people tell us that, but nobody can really tell us how we exactly do it, right? Because they don't know either. Here's the secret, folks. It's not just about savings. It's about coming up with a business that works for you 24/7 so you don't have to. This way, it's creating income for you while you sleep, while you eat, and most importantly, while you get old. And when you have that kind of constant stream of income coming in, well, finally, then you're living stress-free. That right there, folks, is why an automated business is so critical to true wealth and success. And we'll talk about that a lot tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's get real, guys. You know, this is not a get rich quick scheme. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming up in your news feed, in our news feed. We see it all the time. Get rich quick schemes don't exist. If they did, everybody would be doing them. right? So let's just get that straight. You know, it's not like $1 million is going to fly, you know, into your mailbox in a week. You know, it's not, you're not going to have your private jet show up at, you know, at your doorstep. It's not like that. However, it's a real business, and our system, I will tell you, has proven to convert. You guys, just like me, we're the only variable in this whole process. I'm the one that had to show up to be able to put forth everything I had towards that training and my business to fire my boss in 6 weeks.
And you know what, guys, I want to talk about that a little bit, because being the only variable is really how you decide your future, how you decide how far you're going to go to achieving your goals. Because let's imagine for a sec you walk into your boss's office tomorrow and tell that person that you actually would like to earn another $10,000, $20,000 next month. Probably not going to go very well, right? But here's the beautiful part of working for yourself. I guarantee you're never going to tell yourself that that's not possible. This is what we're talking about. And the beauty of this is that when you're working with a system that can make these kinds of numbers happen, well, it gets some pretty big attention, I'll be honest. We've been doing this for a long time, and a lot of people are pretty excited about what we can offer. This is important. We've got a lot of people now making 5 figures a month, heck, even 6 figures a month using this system. That is what changes lives. That is what takes the pressure off of lives so that people can get back to living their lives. All right. So let's talk about how we can make this happen for each and every one of you that are here tonight. Now, I'm going to start us off with some fundamentals. If you want to get into business and really be successful, folks, it comes down to 3 key core things. Number 1, finding a product that people want. Number 2, finding a way to tell them about it. And number 3, of course, finding the right people to actually buy it. So as you would imagine, these look a little bit unique in the online space. So what Leanne and I are going to do here in the next few minutes is just kind of walk you through exactly how these look specifically in the online world. So Leanne, let's start them off with the first pillar here.
Okay, so let's talk about finding a product that people want. Now, thanks to the internet, we can literally buy anything, anywhere, anytime. So as the online market develops, companies are trying to capitalize on this reality by setting up referral programs that actually incentivize online marketers like ourselves to drive traffic to their products. Now, here's a few well-known companies that have referral affiliate programs. Amazon, my goodness, Best Buy, Walmart, eBay, Apple, I could go on and on and on. And they're having a lot of success. Now, there's also companies that we call the middleman. Those are basically affiliate networks. Some of these you may never have heard of, and that's okay if you haven't. It does not affect your business at all. But you've got Max Bounty, ClickBank, ClickSure. Again, those are just a few. But I want to teach you a little neat trick. Next time you go online to make a purchase, look up in the little URL bar and look at the end. If you see a series of letters and numbers, that's typically a code. That means when you make that purchase, there's an online marketer on the other end that's getting paid a commission. We have an example down here. It says MRD at the end. We want those initials to be your initials.
Really, what it boils down to, folks, is there's 2 types of people on the internet. Those who are making money, those who are spending money. So let's see if maybe we can make you the person who's making the money for a while. All right. Really, if you want to get into the online business world, you've got 2 options here to conquer the first pillar. Go out and first see if there's a retailer you're familiar with that has a good affiliate program to work within. Or if you think you might want to diversify, you can go and check out some of these affiliate networks like Leanne has mentioned. There's one thing I will point out with the affiliate networks, though. Whenever you're working with a middleman, naturally, they're not going to work for free. In exchange for basically making your life a little easier and managing the relationships you've got with all these retailers, these networks take a cut in your commissions. All right. So it's a bit of a trade-off between profit and time. But the beauty of this is now you're the decision maker. It's your company, so you get to decide which is most important to you at the time. Either way, you're in the game. So that's the first pillar, folks. Leanne, let's walk them through the second pillar.
Okay, I love talking about pillar number 2 because finding a way to tell people about your product really comes down to what we call the sales funnel, which comes down to attraction marketing. And I think I love it. And I've always been so infatuated with it because it's the complete opposite of what Mike and I, for example, used to do out in the corporate world, which was endless corporate meetings. It was cold calling. Nobody likes to cold call. I don't think people really have door-to-door salesmen anymore, but it was the pressure of the family and the friends and that kind of thing. This has nothing to do with this. This has nothing to do with little tinklets and toys in your trunk, in your garage, in your car, and all that. It's not about that. It's about attracting people to whatever your product, service, or offer is, as opposed to chasing them, chasing anybody, pressuring them, pressuring anybody. People come to you. Attraction, marketing, sales funnel. But it can't be any sales funnel. The sales funnel must be a converting sales funnel. That's a key word.
And we're going to walk you through what that looks like here in a second, folks. But I want to really hammer home how important it is to have people coming to you instead of you going out and hounding them. None of us want to be a pushy salesman, right? But the fact is also in today's age, consumers have totally changed. I mean, back in the days when Leanne and I were in corporate, we had a whole bunch of salespeople that would basically go out and go after the cold leads and try to convert them into buyers, basically convince them to buy. But that took a small army. In today's world, we've got technology that allows us to achieve the same result by basically allowing people to find us and presenting them with all of the information and resources they need to convert themselves to becoming buyers. You see, thanks to the internet, we're easy to find. Thanks to the internet, we're easy to compare. People can do their research, do their due diligence, and figure out what it is they want to buy from any business. And so basically, you just want to build it and they will come. And if you can create an automated system that engages your leads on your behalf and gives them everything they need to decide if they're in the right place at the right time, well, I got to tell you guys, it's a lot like printing your own money. It's that effective.
It absolutely is. We use this as a perfect visual example for you guys. Would you trade a $5 bill for a $100 bill? Well, of course you would. Everybody would say yes over and over 1,000,000 times. Well, it's just like this elusive slot machine I'm taking Mike and Darren to in Vegas, where every time you put in $1 and pull down that handle, $100 is going to come flying out every single time. We're never leaving 24/7, that slot machine. Right? Well, that is an example of what a converting sales funnel looks like for your business. And when done correctly, and it is converting, it can be the most powerful tool you have in your business, period.
Notice what she just said there, guys. When done correctly, it's important that you understand these things. So let's take a second here and walk you through a little bit about sales funnels. First of all, I want to talk about what it takes to make an online sales funnel. I mean, naturally, anything online is going to require some technical knowledge, but just as important as making it is making it look good and appealing to those early adopters that are going to want it and want it as fast as possible. So now not only are we talking about tech skills, we're also talking about design skills, marketing skills. And frankly, if you don't have these skills, you've only got a couple options in front of you. You've got to either invest the time into learning the skills or the money into paying somebody to do the work for you who does have the skills. And we realized this cold hard fact pretty early on in our business. And I think this is really the driving factor behind everything we did. We didn't want it to be this way. Too many people want to work online, want to be their own boss, but just can't do it on their own. They don't have the time. They don't have the resources. What did we do? We created this exact system that we're talking to you about tonight. The fact is now, thanks to this system, you don't have to be a tech expert. You don't have to be a design and marketing expert. All of that is built into this. So all of that is already taken care of. But it's not just about the system. Remember, it's about making the system work for you. How does that work? Well, that comes down to training and mentorship. So that's also what we help out with. So what we do is we make sure that you understand how to bring quality traffic to your business and convert those leads to actually becoming buyers. That, of course, means you've got to keep them engaged, right? Keep them plugged in long enough to understand the value of what you're offering. So we bring all of this to the table and make sure you understand it so that you can keep them engaged so they catch sight of whatever it is you decide to sell at the finish line and purchase it. That's how you get cash in the bank. But folks, if you don't understand this kind of sequence of converting your leads to buyers, it can be very costly, not only in terms of time, but also money. And quite often it gives a lot of stress, which of course has the end result of ultimately quite often breaking up relationships.
Right.
And that's to avoid here, right? Relationship saving and gray hair.
That's
Leanne,
great.
let's walk them through the second pillar.
Okay, let's talk about pillar number 3, traffic, finding the right people to buy. Traffic is the word that we've talked about several times already. Traffic in the online world just means visitors to your website. But without traffic, nothing matters. Nothing matters. Not that shiny, sexy, beautiful converting sales funnel. Doesn't matter. Have to have traffic. It's just like a shopping mall. Say you've got the shopping mall and you've got the stores and the best sale going on. Well, if nobody's going to the shopping mall, to the stores, nobody's buying anything, nobody's making any money, nothing matters. Same thing in the online world. You've got to have traffic that's coming to your sales funnel, but not just any traffic. It must be quality traffic. So converting sales funnel and quality traffic.
Now, I want to make sure you really understand quality traffic before we go on here, guys. So let me kind of extend that analogy of Leanne's mall story here. Let's pretend you've got a little mom and pop shop in the mall, and tomorrow you're lucky enough to have 1,000 customers walk through the door. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, it might not actually be. Let's assume that they only actually spend $1 with you each. At the end of the day, you're gonna have two things, probably a lot of blisters on your feet and $1,000. $1,000 isn't actually much for a small business. Why? Because you've got overhead. You gotta pay for your staff. You gotta pay for your taxes, your lease, all sorts of stuff. So that $1,000 gets eaten up very, very quickly. So you had a lot of customers. That's what we call quantity. But quality would actually be this. 2 customers walk in the next day, each spend $500 with you, and you made the same amount of money. Now, not great because you made the same amount of money, which isn't going to cover your costs, but you only had to cover 2 clients in order to make it, right? Here's a funny thing with quality traffic, guys. It tends to increase once you understand that client base and give them what they need. So perhaps the next day you get 4, perhaps the day after that you get 10. Imagine you get 10 customers coming through your door spending $500 with you. Suddenly that's $5,000. You're still spending your time with only 1/100th of the original amount of people. That right there is why quality always trumps quantity. Another way to think of this is simply working smarter instead of harder. It's really coming down to that. And you're going to hear that again as we go on. So that is, in a nutshell, how this works, folks. If you want to be successful in the online space, we need to first figure out what the offer is you're going to take to market, come up with a sales funnel to introduce it to your market, and then ultimately figure out who needs it or wants it the most. That right there could very well make you a very wealthy person, especially if you develop it with an automated sales funnel. Now, here's the biggest secret of business that you might not realize, guys. It's actually quite simple. In a nutshell, when you're successful at business, all you're really doing is helping them. And what I love about this thought, carry this through with me, guys, is the more people you're helping by giving them what they actually need, the more money naturally you're going to have in your bank account. Why? Because, of course, if somebody needs or wants something, they're going to be willing to pay for it. They're happy to have it, right? This is exactly why this model is so successful. And if you can help people in an automated fashion, well, naturally, it's going to ramp up that much quicker. So this is it, guys. This is how simple it is. And I'll use you as a prime example to really hammer this point home, folks. I know for a fact 90% of you are here because you're looking for more money. But a little secret is you're probably realistically also looking for more time. Why? Because most people these days are overworked, underpaid, and just frankly tired. So it only makes sense that you're here because you happened across one of our websites that was offering you a chance to come to a free webinar to solve your problem, to introduce you to a system, like I said, being used by thousands of people to get out of the 9-to-5 grind, start to work for themselves, and actually make what they're worth. This is how simple it is, guys. We hit you smack dab in the pain point, said, what are you looking for? Oh, by the way, we can help you achieve it. Now, it's a no-brainer for you to be here because it's a free webinar. But here's the deal. It's exactly the same process for all of these online companies that are making huge amounts of money because they're also hitting people in the pain point and providing them with a solution. Right, Leanne?
Absolutely. And now you guys know the exact 3-step system that people are using that are making 6 and 7 figures per month or year. I say month also because there is no cap to your income. It's limitless. You get to make as much as you want. You're the only variable. You're the boss. You get to show up. And you could do this all on your own. However, I will tell you there's 2 really big problems. For one, it takes a lot of time just to get all of the software programs together, pull them together, figure out which ones you need. Then you've got to basically get them to intersect together, marry each other, make sure that they work well together so you can start making money. At the same time, you're spending a lot of money on all these programs, and you've also got to get it tested. And so this is just to set it up. I'm not talking about continuing to run your business. I'm talking about just to set it up. We're looking at the low end conservatively, 21. I can't even say it because it's just not $20,000. And that's so conservative just to set it up on your own. We threw some numbers together. I want to show you. ClickFunnels, $3,600. Infusionsoft, $7,200. ClickMagic, $9,600. Easy Webinar, $1,200. Annually, that's $21,600, about $22,000 setting it up, your online business on your own. Now, let me tell you, the good news is you don't have to do it on your own. We literally can save you the money and the gray hair and any of it by doing the heavy lifting for you, by plugging you into our already online system that's converting, tested, and making people money. And it comes down to it. Mike's already said it, working smarter, not harder. My favorite word, leverage. Leverage. Robert Kiyosaki wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you're familiar with him, back in 1997. He wrote that book. He made a killing off of that book, right? Well, over the years, he's added co-authors to the book, just kind of changed the book up a little bit, refurbished the same information, the same material, working smarter, not harder, made a freaking killing again. He's leveraging the material that he's already created. Brilliant. Leverage. Working smarter, not harder. That's what it comes down to.
And as you're saying that, Leanne, I'm thinking, I think probably one of the biggest differentiators between how the wealthy teach their children versus the rest of us is really that it comes down to this keyword of leverage. The wealthy are taught from day one that if there's something out that's working for other people, then you should probably look at it, consider it, and make it work even better for you. Don't reinvent the wheel. Start with what's already proven and tested and make it better and make it work better, especially for you. It's key that you understand this, folks, because the rest of us are taught to work hard to make money. And if it's not making enough money for you or you're not getting far enough ahead, just work harder and it'll keep coming. Well, at some point, you just can't work any harder. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. And leverage is a critical point here, folks. So here's the situation. We have a whole community of people now using this system. Here's your opportunity to leverage us, folks. Work smarter, don't work harder. There is an entire community that you can plug into here that provides the mentorship you need to get the fastest results in your business that much possible. So naturally, if you think you had the opportunity to work with Bill Gates, would it make your business go that much faster if you were working in, say, the software application industry? Of course it would. And that is exactly the opportunity in front of you here, guys. If you want to work in the online space, you need to surround yourself with other people who are already successful and can help you become successful. This is critical. And the beauty of this is that when you plug into the system, you also don't even have to sell. I made sure of this because I know you don't want to be a pushy salesperson. Neither did the rest of us. That right there is why the system does the selling for us, folks. In fact, it gets even better than that. The reason I know you're going to succeed is because we've already gone out and done all the homework for you. Right from day one, we went out and identified the products that were making people the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. But not only that, we put together this sales system that's automated, that does the selling for you behind the scenes 24/7. And we also put together what I absolutely know is hands down the best marketing training in the online space. You need quality traffic coming to your business, and we have got the best training to show you how to do it. In fact, I say that because we update it on a continual, almost daily basis. Imagine things do change fast in the online space. You need to make sure your training is adjusting with it, and this does. And the best part about all of this, guys, I want to say it one more time, is that this is all wrapped up in one tidy little bundle in an automated fashion. And I know it's hard to imagine, folks, for those of you that have never had this, but yes, it is possible to make money while you're sitting in the bleachers watching your kid's hockey game. It is possible to be making And it is absolutely possible to be making money while you are going to the movies, doing whatever you want. The point here is doing what you want, not what you have to. Money does not have to be dictated by working harder, just simply working smarter. I hope you're understanding that, guys. In fact, at this point, I hope you understand it, because it really does come down to one really massive question you have to each ask yourselves now.
Yeah, it really does. And it's 3 simple words. Are you ready? You know, are you ready to figure out how you can plug into this powerful online system that's creating magical success all over the whole entire world, allowing people to create their dream lifestyles? But the 3 little words, are you ready, is something only you can ask yourself and only you can answer. And you don't have to tell anybody. I want you to listen very, very closely to what Mike's about to share with you, because those little questions, are you ready, are actually more important than you think.
All right, guys, let's get into the details here of how this thing works. So here's the deal. When you join our team, number 1, you get personal coaching and mentoring. Now, this is really important because most of the people we work with, and I suspect probably you as well, have never been in the online space before, much less had your own business before, right? So every person gets personal coaching, but most importantly, you also get a mentor assigned to you directly, just to make sure that if you ever need anything or have any questions, you've got a direct connection so that you know how to reach out to and how to get those things you need the fastest. Now, on top of that direct mentor you get assigned to you, though, you also get plugged into this entire community of mentors. And we have got thousands of people all over the world now who are mentors. This is awesome, because for you, that now means you're going to get the fastest movement in your business possible. And we're going to keep you on your A game. We're going to keep you on top of your game because we provide weekly masterminds. We, in fact, hold 2 weekly masterminds. Now we do one for the newbies on Tuesdays, and we do one for the more advanced people on Wednesdays. And this is awesome because it gives you everything you need as up to date as possible. And speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about training, because the training we provide here, folks, I didn't say before, is actually step-by-step video modules. And it is awesome this way because that means now you can watch the video while you're doing the work. Naturally, it's going to be that much easier and it's going to make that much more sense. And you're literally just following what we do and doing it yourself to get set up with your own business. Now, here's the key to all of this, guys. It's not just a system. It's not just training. It's a system and training and products. The thing here to understand is you're not going to make any money if you're not selling anything in a business. So you've got a system that does the selling for you now, and the products that we've already identified to make you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. How do I know that for certain? Well, let me tell you. In the first 30 days this system went live, it cranked out $1 million. How's that for results? Folks, 3.5 years later, imagine where we are today. That's how big this thing is. Believe me, you are in the right place if you want to make some money. So when I talk about coaching, let me get a little bit more specific. I want to walk you through each of these a little bit more. What we actually do with every single person who joins our system is we get on the phone with you and we have a one-on-one conversation. This is critical because we have to understand what your hopes and dreams are, where you want to go with this business, if we can actually help you get there. So we're going to not only identify your goals, but we're going to come up with an action plan to actually get you seeing results in the shortest amount of time possible. In terms of our resources and our community, the number one thing I want you to understand here, folks, is you're going to be in business for yourself, but you will never feel like you're by yourself. So when you're surrounded by thousands of people all using the same system, naturally, if you get stuck, there's a whole community that can now help you get unstuck. And in terms of the training that we provide and the webinars and everything we do, let me say it this way. Everything is recorded. It's as simple as it needs to be put. Everything is recorded and stored in one central member website that everybody has equal access to and is available 24/7. I don't care what country you live in, what time zone you find yourself in, you have everything you need at your fingertips to truly succeed. Even our weekly masterminds that we hold live every week get recorded and stored in that training site. Now, in terms of the training itself, what we're going to be doing is starting you off with Facebook. Why Facebook, you ask? Well, number one, it's still the biggest platform out there. 2 billion people, more than 2 billion actually, log into it on a daily basis. So if you're not doing business on Facebook, well, as far as the online space goes, you're leaving money on the table. Number two, this is a big one, guys. You're probably already using Facebook. And what I love about this platform is even if all you're doing is maybe keeping in touch with your friends and family or maybe watching the odd cat video here and there. Oops. Well, it's okay because it's going to give you the confidence you need to get through the training that much faster and have fun with it. And it's going to give you a little bit of a confidence boost just to make sure you can move through it and get things up and running that much quicker. Why? So you can start seeing results, of course, right? It's newbie friendly. It's tested, proven, and it works. And I say that because don't forget, it's got this mentorship component built into it. Everybody's got a mentor. Everybody is surrounded by a community of mentors. On top of that, we've also got tech support systems built into this now. So every question you've got, there's always an answer at hand. And if you've never been in business before, you might not understand how important this is, guys, but you don't want to do it on your own. Believe me, you don't want to be a solopreneur. That's how you go upside down and lose everything so quickly. In order to succeed and in order to get the fastest results possible, you've got to have people that you can ask questions to. You've got to have people that you can bounce ideas around with. Otherwise, you're just trying to figure it out on your own. When something goes wrong, well, guess what? You got to figure that out on your own too. Leanne, I know you must have something you want to say about the mentorship component. Jump in here.
Absolutely. You know that it's near and dear to my heart because I'm a full believer that our mentorship is just one of the things that sets us apart. I've heard so many horror stories about people who were promised mentors and they disappeared suddenly. And if you think about it, if you've ever heard that saying that we're the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So imagine if you're an online business owner, you've got your mentor who's paved the way for you. They're telling you what not to do because they made their mistakes, what to do, they learn from them, and you're surrounded by other online business owners who are on the same journey, same path as you are. There's no other way to go than up towards a positive route. But moving on, you guys are getting the exact same system that I used to fire my boss in 6 weeks, that everybody on this panel is using, and everyone in this community is using the exact same system. Sorry, I lost my voice. But once again, why would you want to do it alone? You know, I threw those numbers out there, and conservatively $22,000-ish just to set it up. That is not to pay for the software programs that you're going to be paying for every single month if you were going to do it on your own. That does not count the tens of thousands of dollars that we've invested into the training site. That does not count the mentorship, which is $450 if you were going to outsource a mentor, and the weekly masterminds and education and support that you get from the business groups and the other online business owners. It's invaluable. So we promise to save you money. So we're offering this to you for a one-time membership of $149.
Folks, this is literally the deal of a lifetime. $149 that will change your life. I can promise you that. Folks, before I go off this slide, I want to make one point very crystal clear. This is a one-time fee. We're not in the business of gouging our members on a monthly basis. We don't want to take your hard-earned money from you. All I'm asking you to do is invest in your future. This is literally your chance to buy the backstage pass to changing everything. So what do you do next? Well, you click on the button that's just popped up on top of your chat roll here. Might be below it if you're on a mobile device as well. But notice what it says, folks. It says join our team. That's exactly what we're offering you the chance to do. Join a team of proven professionals that are already seeing results and can help you get the same. Here's what happens when you click on that button. We send you about 2.5 hours worth of video that will walk you through everything that we've covered here tonight in depth at no additional cost. Whole point of tonight's webinar was not only to introduce you to the online space and to show you what things you need to consider, it was also to introduce you to us and our system so that you could see how we could help you. For those of you that are ready to move forward and to make things happen, this is your chance. When you watch these videos, guys, from the comfort of your own home, as many times as you want, with whomever you want, you are going to learn about not only the system, but also the products and the commissions. In fact, we've even rolled in now the strategies that our top income earners have perfected over the years to get the biggest results in their business. All of that, folks, comes to you when you click on that button. Now, while you're watching those videos from the comfort of your own home, this is what we're also going to do. We're going to add you to our community. I keep talking about this massive community. Well, we're going to show it to you. Tens of thousands of people. You're going to get added to this group. It's a secret Facebook group that only the people who click on that button get to join. get to do your due diligence. We are actually real people using a real system, getting real results. And then comes the most important part. Then comes your chance to schedule that one-on-one coaching call that I mentioned earlier. This is your chance to identify your goals and to actually come up with an action plan to achieve them. Folks, this is it. This is how it all happens. And we've been talking tonight with such confidence and such clarity because right from day one, we knew we wanted to be different than anything else that was out there. You know, let's be honest. The online space is a little bit like the wild, wild west, and probably always will be because it's an international thing that's not really regulated by any particular country. So it's important to us that you know that we are different. We are the most transparent system that's out there. We are the system that looks after our people. We are the system that respects people, most importantly of all. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what you believe in. All I care is that you want to achieve this for you, your family, and you are ready to make things happen, and you are ready to be coachable. Folks, this kind of two-way communication between the mentor-mentee that we keep talking about, this is what's going to get you results. This kind of relationship is what it carries through our whole system. So this is it, folks. For those of you who are ready, I hope you understand this is a big deal. This is your chance of a lifetime. Because now it doesn't matter if you're a tech guru. Now it doesn't matter if you've got a business background. All that really matters, are you really ready? That's a tongue twister. Are you really ready to be coachable? And are you ready to make things happen? Because I want you to just take a minute and imagine how good it would feel if you saw your picture on this screen. It could be, and you'd be shocked at just how quickly it could happen. Guys, I want that for you. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. All that really matters is, do you want that for you? And let me ask you one more question before I turn this back over to Leanne. If $149 can change your life, isn't it worth it? I hope you'd say yes. Leanne, let's walk them through one more time, everything they get for the money.
Absolutely. So your one-time $149 investment gets you access to the Sleeping Giant products we talked about earlier at the beginning that pay the huge commission, advanced Facebook advertising training, access to our bi-weekly masterminds, our ongoing mentorship, because we're really not going to leave you alone, our automated business system, and then you guys also get your own branded sales funnel. Remember, this is a secret sauce I was talking about earlier that's making people 6 and 7 figures per month or year. A branded sales funnel that's been tested and it's proven, and it's the same one we're all using. It's branded to you, personalized to you. It's like handing you a franchise that has your name on it. Everything about it is yours. You're the variable. You just have to show up. That's what a branded sales funnel does. I would have killed to have a branded sales funnel on day one when I started this, but I started a little differently. And you guys, when you thought it couldn't get better, it gets better. We give you a full 30 days to come in. Once you press join our team and you get the videos, to go through the videos as many times as you want with whomever you want, because we really, really, really want you to dive in. We want you to dive in, dig in, and discover what's really going on here, the whole business model, the business system. Pay attention to the commission plan, because that's important. That's important so you can know what your goals are and where you want to be. We want this for you, so we give you a 30 days to do it. If for some reason during that 30 days, doesn't happen very often, but if it does and you decide it's not for you, email us. Let us know, hey, I don't think it's for me. That's okay. No worries. We will refund your money within that 30 days. The only caveat to that is after you've had your coaching call, then it is definitely non-refundable, because we're really, as coaches, taking our time to take a look at your situation and figure out where you are, what your goals are, and then we'll create a personalized strategic plan that's going to help you get from A to Z as soon as possible. So at that point, it's non-refundable. And I'll tell you guys, we do this for both of us, you guys and ourselves, because the reality is we don't work with everybody that wants to work with us. And that's just the honest truth. we put our heart, our soul, sweat, energy, you name it, a lot of passion into what we do with every single person, that we're not going to work with just everybody and anybody, if that makes sense. But the people who have the most success with this business are the ones that are coachable, and they're hungry, and they're willing to change, and they want something in their different in their life. And they are action takers, meaning they will take that training by the hand and they will go through it and follow it and ask their mentors for help, or ask other business owners for help if they get lost. They're action takers. They treat it like a business. And it is their business because it's your business and you're the boss. You're the variable. And when I first, before I turn this back over to Mike, when I first let that soak in and realize, wait a minute, I am the boss running this show. There is no alarm clock to this. So it takes a certain amount of, commitment, I guess you could say, to get yourself up and to give it your best every single moment you have. You know, you may be working another job and you're working this in the crevices of that job. That's okay. We have a lot of people that do that. I did that for quite a long time, but I was determined. I kept my eye on the prize, and my prize was to be home with my kids and make enough money to be able to make that happen. And once I got there, bye-bye, boss. There we go, medical field. I'm done with that. And I will say this, the only reason I got on a webinar like this was because I was watching over my 16-year-old at the time, his shoulder, to make sure he was not getting involved in a scam, because there's so many things out there. Of course, I'm going to be a skeptical mom, right? So I'm looking over his shoulder, realizing, okay, he's not quite 18. He's not quite age appropriate. I was meant to be there. I don't believe in accidents, and I don't necessarily believe in coincidences. I knew I was supposed to be there. My gut, my intuition told me it's time. It's time, and it's time now. And you can do this even though you know nothing about it. So I did. I took a leap of faith because I believed enough in myself, and I wanted more for my family, period. That was my biggest why back then. It's changed a lot, but that was my biggest why. So listen to your gut. Listen to your intuition. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And listen to what all these wonderful, beautiful people and their stories, because they're all different. We're all at different stages of our lives and our business. So with that, welcome, action takers. You're part of the family. Super excited you're here. And I'll turn it back over to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you, Leanne. All right, folks. So let me introduce you now to some of the people using the system. And before I do this, I want to preface this by just letting you know that we've got people on tonight who, first of all, thank you to everybody who is on tonight, because they don't obviously have to be here. They've all taken time out of their evenings to spend some time with us, in some cases, maybe even their mornings. But all of these people are at different stages of their business. You know, we're all using the same system, but some are using it longer than others. And so naturally, you're going to hear different results. So we're going to start at one end. We're going to go all the way down to the other here. But before I get onto the people on the panel here that you see, I mentioned that we were staying with some friends.
In a beautiful home.
In a massive log cabin. I didn't know they made them this big. But I'm going to introduce you to two wonderful people, and possibly even a third, if she's, I don't think she's going to be too shy to get on here, that we've actually become really good friends with thanks to this business. Never would have met them otherwise, and so for that, I'm grateful. I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder. I'm just going to bring the laptop over to him so that you can hear their story directly. All right?
Thank you, Mike.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, there's the third one. Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. If you're watching it live or if you're going to watch it later, hello to everyone. My name is Michelle Arceo.
And I'm Dan Purnell. I used to be a welder for about almost 20 years. And the industry obviously didn't work out as well as I thought it would. So ended up getting laid off and, found this business.
And so last year, just to tell you, actually, I'm going to introduce myself. So I'm actually from the Philippines. I'm a realtor for many years. I graduated in accounting, and then I came here to Canada like 9 years ago, and I can't practice my profession. So I ended up working in a retail store, and also a part-time marketing director for a financial services company. Now, that really didn't give me much income, so I was always trying to look for something else. But this employment, which actually was my first employment because I was never employed in the Philippines, shocked me because I actually felt a pity that people are actually earning only this much and not enough money to save. Well, I'm speaking for myself, but also I'm speaking for majority. I'm sure not everyone has a huge salary in their job. So I was always looking for something else. And then 5 years into my employment, I just decided that I have to look for something because I got, for my 5 year of service, I got $50 from my company. So that's a gift card which they awarded me plus a little certificate, which I told myself, I don't think my 5 years is worth $50. So there you go. So I quit after that, and then I believe that the universe will give me something else, and Facebook. And then I like you. I was there before. I found this business last year, February. And so it was middle of winter in Calgary, where we came from, in Alberta. That's in Canada, for those of you who don't know. And that's one also of my reason why, because I wanted to get out of that situation where it's always snowing like more than half of the year. So
Used
there
to that
you go.
warmer climate.
Now it's so nice here. Nice
wait a
fall
couple
weather.
weeks. It's gonna snow. It's just,
But still not as cold.
at least you got to enjoy fall this time instead of 1 week of fall in Calgary and then a dump of snow. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. And so I found this on my newsfeed. So I registered and watched the webinar, and boom, I found these wonderful people sharing their stories, from Mike and Darren, talking about all this technical stuff. By the way, we're not tech savvy people. I don't know anything about computers. Do you know anything?
no, just YouTube videos.
Just watch his YouTube. I'm always on Facebook and maybe sending emails as needed. Other than that, we don't have any technical skills. So this is perfect. And so I joined. I paid, and I was welcomed into a wonderful community. And I saw what's behind this, what company, what kind of winning product that we don't even have to sell. And that's the beauty, because I don't want to sell outside of selling, outside of chasing people. This one was just provided with 90% done for us system. That's why we love it so much. It's so easy. And so I hopped in. Oh, actually, I asked him first. I waited because he was working at that time.
Of course,
Gainfully
100% support, of course, right?
gainfully employed at that time. So he came home and slept. Of course, I had to wait for him to wake up, and then he's probably groggy. I said, "Hey, I found something. Look at this. Look at this." Now, what's that?
I'm just like, yeah, just let me sleep, right?
He's still in denial that he was semi-skilled.
Yeah.
Whatever. I said, well, I'm looking for this, so I'm gonna do this. And then, okay, she didn't stop me, so I'm thankful for that. And so after maybe 2-3 months of doing the business, it was doing great. And well, I expected it to work well, because when I was welcome in the community, I saw it's working for a lot of people. So why not me? Right? So there are lots of high school undergrad. It doesn't matter what your educational background is, what your race is, what your gender, your religion. That's the beauty about this business. Everyone is welcome. So it's such a happy community and very positive and inspiring. And so what happened after 3 months?
Well, yeah, shortly after I left for work, I come back in the house and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I got laid off." And well, you'd think it'd be cruel, but she kind of giggled at that. She says, "Well, now here's your opportunity of coming into the business with me." So, and I was like, "Well, I guess so, right?" And it was maybe a few days after that, we went to Tim Hortons. That's our favorite place to go. And she decided to add up her totals for the month. And that was an extreme surprise when we found out the amount of that. I'll let you can. But,
so on my 3rd month, we already hit 5-figure income, which is like 30K, 32K, which is
30,
unbelievable for me, but it was there staring us in the face. So we actually like almost screamed as soon as we hit the total. So
yeah, she was just wanting. He just wanted to get 4,000 a month. She was figured that'd be great if she could just accomplish that. And then month 3, 32,000. It was like, what? Almost fall out of your chair, right?
Mm-hmm. So before that, actually, his very first layoff was when we got our first house in Calgary, right after we got 2
days before possession date, I got laid off.
So
and that's after I warned my boss, or not warned. I kind of told my boss, I go, we are getting a house, and if there's possible of getting laid off, can hold off or whatever. And it's almost like you made a point of doing that. That's the thing about some jobs is, that's the way it works. But it wasn't a very kind of an enjoyable situation getting into a house 2 days after you're laid off. It's kind of makes you a little nervous, I'd have to say.
So that was an extremely stressful time for us because he works in oil and gas, and that industry in Alberta is up and down. So at that time, we got the house that we wanted. That happened. So unlike this time, 2nd time he got laid off, we just happy, and I know that he's gonna join me. So now we're just traveling and enjoying our time together because we're job quitters. We're, by the way, there now on the slide. When before I was just watching.
But they could almost say I was I was laid off, but they did call me back a couple of months later and asked me to come back to work, which I was happily able to decline and say no, thank you. It was good. So I definitely. This is so much better than the working world where you have to get up at, in the morning and, truck through the snow to get to work and get through the day with, miserable foremen always staring over your neck all the time and bugging you. And if you try to ask for time off, it's, they'll say no, or you're only allowed a few days. With this, we got the freedom. We can get up anytime we want. Like if I want to have a sick day, no problem, right? I just asked the boss here, and so hopefully give me the day off. But it's
we
so
just
much
wake up.
fun.
No more alarm clocks. I can just remember before. I mean, I hardly want to get out of bed. I have to hit that snooze button several times before I finally get up. But here we just wake up whenever, and it's such wonderful view to wake up to this lake. Right here, the sun will shine over, and
well, right now it's not. It's a little cloudy, but
who would ever imagine, right? It was my dream to have a house in British Columbia just because it's warmer. I know it will cost more, and that's why when I found this business, I knew that somehow it will happen. It might take years. But I know this is the way to go. And thankfully, it happened in just over a year of doing the business. So we've already actually paid off a property and we've traveled to Mexico twice, and our business we're still running. It's the first time we ever had all-inclusive, right? All-inclusive packages for a week on both trips, and then we went
gained 20 pounds each trip on those.
Free.
So much food, all the food there. Every time you walk by, there's a restaurant. Like that smells so good.
Everything is all first for us, which we'd never been able to afford. Was able to send money back home to my family in the Philippines. At that time, my dad was sick. 3 years in and out of the hospital. It's just such a blessing that I was able to help my family with all the expenses. And we traveled twice, and business is still running. This is the beauty of this business, is 24/7 system. Even while you're traveling, even while you're sleeping, you wake up with great news. And so far, this is the biggest achievement we've had so far, is getting this house, which the down payment was like equivalent already to the price of our house in Calgary. Who would ever imagine?
Almost put down 50% deposit on it, or put down payment on this.
So all because of this business, because these two guys, Mike and Darren, started this system, and we're very grateful. And it's for everyone. You know, there's nothing to lose anyways. That's why you're given 30 days. It might be for you, it might not be for you. But if I were you, do click that button, and it might be the change you're looking for. This is one of my whys. I'm spending more time with her now. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Mike.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Tell me that's not an amazing story. You know, when I first met these guys, I think they said about 6 words between the two of them. Look at that now, eh?
12.
All right, let's get somebody else on here. Brad and Tammy, you guys want to hop on here next?
Oh,
You're on.
there we go. You hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
All right. Holy smoke. I thought you'd save me for the end, Mike. That's okay. I'm Brad. This is Tammy Jackson.
Hey, everyone.
Tammy's been deathly sick all week, so she's really, really being a trooper right now and getting in front of the camera with me. You know what? It's been awesome, actually. It's a little silver lining to what's happened last week, because she actually got to quit her job just over a month ago, which is amazing. But the silver lining about her being sick, every single day was paid for, every single one. So that's been amazing. So no sick days, no doctor's notes, no trying to explain to anybody why you're sick or how you're sick or any of that kind of stuff. That's something that we have dealt with our whole professional careers. And it was just something that's a big part of our why, is that we just wanted to work for ourselves and you know, get involved with something that we could just work for ourselves and be happy doing, right? And that was a huge, huge part for us. I don't know, like, this has just been amazing, right? So there's just so many things about this. The support that you get from this community, because of course I didn't know anything about the online space, but I was looking for something. I was always looking for something else. I mean, I personally have never found anything that I've been happy with. I've always just done what I had to do to survive, not only for myself, but then once I started a family, I was always just stuck into careers that were just, you know, what were available to me. And I made the best of that situation. But I've always wanted something that's more, and this is absolutely more, and I can't even explain how much more. But along with our system is absolutely amazing. But it's the absolute support that you get from everybody. Because let's face it, I had no idea how to do this from the get-go. I mean, I had zero plan, no idea. It was when I watched this webinar and I watched Leanne, Mike, and Darren, and they absolutely just opened my mind to what is possible. And that's when I moved forward with this plan. And my lovely wife was 100% in support of me, very skeptically in support of what I wanted to do. And I really had no idea. But once I got the information, and that's kind of what I want to touch on now. I mean, we talked about that earlier, guys. And I mean, $149. But here's the thing, is that we are willing to lay out our whole business plan for you for $149. You don't get this kind of service anywhere, really. So for that kind of money, we're just going to say, here you go. Here's our whole plan. Here's what we do. Here's how we're so successful. And we have real life stories that'll show you this every single day. We have this real life story. We're going to show it to you for this much money. And if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. We'll give your money back. That's how confident we are in this system. And that's how amazing this system is that we are willing to offer you this to move forward and just go ahead and do it. My strong advice is, if you're wondering about it, guys, just jump on, pay the money, and go ahead and have a look, because you'll be absolutely amazed at what you can accomplish. And again, the amount of support that you guys get from this whole entire community, all the way up to the very top of the ranks, which would be Mike and Darren, who are absolutely amazing people. And thank you guys. But honestly, you just have all the support in the world. I would highly suggest that you go ahead and go for it. I mean, you're here now, which means that you are already entrepreneurs. If you're here watching this right now, you have the mindset, you have the drive, and you want this.
Looking for a change.
Looking for a
Something
change.
different.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thanks very much, guys. Brad and Tammy from Kamloops. Hey, if I can do it, if we can do it, trust me, you guys can do this. It's been amazing. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, folks. Tashi, you want to hop on here next, girl?
Maybe notes.
Tashi, can you hear me? Oh, just hit the mute
Yes,
button.
Mike, can you
There
hear
we go.
me?
Yep, you're good. Go ahead.
All right. I'm so excited to be here again, guys. Wherever you are, hello, hello, hello. And my name is Tashi Ryan. I am originally from Jamaica. My background is in education. I've worked in education for over 20 years. My family and I migrated here to Canada 6 years ago. I have 3 kids and I am married. When I came across this business, I believe it was one of the most vulnerable time in my life, because at that time, my husband had started his business and we were hoping that his business would have taken off to support our family, to pay our bills, and even to take care of things back home. As an immigrant, it's never easy to go to a new country, to learn all the new things that you need to learn. I was in culture shock. My kids too were, not so pleased. In fact, when we packed up, I told them we were going on vacation. So they didn't know that we were coming here to stay for a very long time. Anyway, we live here and things weren't panning out as I have expected. And so when we started that business, we had lots of bills piling up on us, and I was definitely looking for a part-time job. And I came across this business online. I said, Lord, a business, I'm not looking for a business, I'm looking for a job, because everybody knows that business takes time. And I was thinking to myself, I didn't have that time to do it. Working in school and doing everything with the kids and so on. And my husband being away from home all the time because he's a long haul trucker and he's always away from home, weeks at a time, months at a time, and we still weren't making ends meet. And I wanted a job to sustain us. I wanted a part-time job to sustain us, to fill the gap until his business was being fruitful. And this is when I came across this business. And I did not hesitate. I showed it to my kids. They told me it's a scam. I didn't tell my husband about this business until it was 7 months into the business, because I knew what I wanted. I knew that I needed a change, and I knew that I needed to do something different. And my kids actually looked at me and said, Mom, being here in Canada is not even better than being at home. Can we go home? And it broke my heart. It broke my heart to hear them say that, because we took it up on ourselves to actually come here trying to find something better for them. And it wasn't what we had expected. However, when I came across the business, I started doing my business. My husband was away all the time, and so he didn't know anything about it. He was very skeptical, very, very skeptical. But when I showed him my first check, then of course, he started to turn a little bit, not fully, but a little bit. Eventually, when the checks start coming in more and more, and he started seeing he started seeing how this business has, been providing that extra that we really needed to do whatever it is that we can do. This business has done so much for me. Actually, my parents are here with me now, and it's only because of this business why I am able to do that. So I have much to be thankful for, that I found this business. I am very, very passionate about it. I speak highly about it, and I serve in this community as a business coach with much, much passion. and integrity. And that's what I love about this community, the integrity that goes along with it, the things that you learn. I couldn't actually pay for it because what I'm learning behind the scenes would have cost me so much in tuition fee. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you guys who came up with this great idea, who have been changing so many lives across this globe. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your color is, and it definitely doesn't matter what not your gender, but whatever it is, guys, it doesn't matter. You know, wherever you are, you can do this business. The most important thing is that you need to know that you need this change, and you have to make up your mind to make sure that you achieve what it is that you came into this business to achieve. Guys, this is no joke. See? It's no joke. It's right here. I wrote it down. This is not a joke. It's for real. And you need to get on board. Come on the inside. Come and see what it is that we have to offer, because it's risk-free, definitely risk-free. So whatever it is that you are looking for, there must be something that you're looking for while you're here tonight watching us doing this presentation. So whatever it is that you're looking for, I can guarantee you that you will find it on the inside. And if it's not for you, because who to tell? You know, if it's not for you, then it's okay, because it's risk-free. Right? There's nothing to lose in coming on and checking out what we have to offer you on the inside. So I say to you again, guys, come on in. My biggest day in this business has been $4,000. I earn in USD as well, not just Canadian. So how great is that? You know, not just Canadian dollars, but also in US dollars, and a different currency from the country that I'm living in. And you know how the US is powerful. So come on in, come check it out. And get to meet all the people on the back end and all the coaches, the mentors in our community, and see how awesome it is. Not just talking, but you can prove it for yourself only if you make that decision to come on in on the inside and see what it is. Thank you so much, Mike and Darren and Leanne, for being able to do this every single week. We give you props for that. And I thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Tashi. Let's see here. Tanya, you want to hop on here next?
Perfect. I think you guys can hear me. It looks like my volume.
Yep, you're good.
Perfect. Hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for having me again, Mike and Darren, and Leanne. Yeah, I came into this business because I was pregnant, and I was looking for something that was going to allow me to be at home with my little guy. Prior to that, I was working in the construction industry, and me and my partner decided, oil and gas to be exact. Me and my partner decided that I needed to find something that was going to allow me to be at home. So I decided to take my real estate license while I was working oil and gas. And I practiced that for a year throughout my first pregnancy. I had a pretty successful year within my first year as being a realtor, but I soon started to realize that being a real estate agent, for number one, in an area that I was like really new to. We had just moved to Vancouver Island. I didn't have any connections, so I was working a lot of show homes and a lot of office shifts and stuff. And you don't get paid for any of these hours that you sit into these homes. So I knew throughout my pregnancy that it just wasn't for me. I needed to find something that was gonna, give me the flexibility to be at home with my little guy. And I knew that there's a lot of opportunity online. I just didn't really know where to start. I looked for a really long time. I looked at a lot of different things, lots of different affiliated offers, but just nothing was really sticking for me until I came across an ad from a family that was actually from Vancouver Island as well, and was seeing incredible results, just like a lot of people on this panel have seen with this system. And so, yeah, I came and took a look at it, watched the webinar, just like you are here today. and made my decision fairly quickly to become a business owner. Yeah, I've been at it for about a year and a half now. I've had a really incredible journey so far. I've become a coach within this business model. I've had some pretty incredible months, and I've also been able to have another pregnancy, which I don't think I would have been able to do if I was still in the real estate. I'm 2 months. I'll be delivering my next baby boy in 2 months. And yeah, this business model has completely changed me and my family's life. Has given us, like I said, the flexibility for me to be at home. At first, when I came into this, I was really obviously just looking for something to supplement my husband's income. But now I've been able to set goals for myself that I never thought were ever going to be possible. My husband works in oil and gas. I'm here with the kids alone most of the time, which Mike, you talk about, how money has financial stress on all families. But also working away from each other and being apart like that all the time has so much stress on a family as well. And so, our goal is to have him come home at some point, which is so incredible that there's a business model out there that allows people to bring their families back together. Because quite often that's the case in Canada, is that, the partner has to go away to work to make a decent living, to give you the stability you need to purchase a home and do the things that you want to do as a family. So yeah, it's been an amazing year. And all I can say to people is, give yourself a pat on the back for being here and coming to watch the webinar and taking that first initial step. But, all the information that you're going to want to know about this business model and how to get started is on the other side of that 149. So pay the 149, come and take a look. It's completely risk-free. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. It really is one incredible business model. The support that you're going to receive is unbelievable. We call ourselves a community, but really we're a family of people that take care of each other. And yeah, it's been an incredible experience for me, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store for me. I wake up every single morning motivated to rock my business more and more, and to help as many families as I can step into this, because it's just absolutely incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, but thanks again for having me, Mike and Darren and Leanne, and thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. This system that you guys have put together for us is absolutely amazing. There's no way that I would have had the time to create it myself with the schedule I had as being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm so incredibly grateful that I found something that I could just plug into and see this kind of success that I have had. So thanks.
You are very welcome, Tanya. Congratulations. Rita, why don't we get you guys on here next?
Yay! Okay, let me put the volume.
We can hear you. Guys. You're good. Yep.
So you are the master. You control everything from there. So, do you start?
No, you start.
Okay, so I'm Reida Real. Now I am a psychologist full-time. And just as of this weekend, I'm also a Canadian bachata champion, fourth in Canada, and salsa Canada champion, fifth. So I'm very happy about that, because the reason why I started this business last year was to find time off to do the passions I like. I'm 51 and I reinvent myself, I think, every 10 years. you can give proof to that.
Trust me. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mike Robertson. We've been together for 15 years now?
Yes.
She's reinvented herself a number of times, but the dancing professionally and semi-professionally, started with semi-professionally, has just taken off big time. And this business has allowed her to do that. I'm retired from Air Canada. I was looking for something to do after a couple of years off, So it fit the bill for me. Again, everybody's been saying nothing but great things about the community, but it's about the community. It's about the support. It's about if you're not tech savvy, if you are retired, and you're just looking for something to do, this is a great opportunity to get involved and to get things going again. Get a secondary income on top of your pensions or your sidelines like me. And this worked out for me, for you.
We saw this last August, and at the time I thought of my brother Fernando, who is also part of this community, Fernando Real. He has his online business and we have ours, and we run it as a family. We support each other with everything, because my brother is more techie than we are, and he helped us a lot. And the reason I started was to find a secondary income. I love my job as a psychologist. I love helping people. For me, it comes naturally. But I wanted to create something on the side that will grow by itself, that I didn't have to dedicate much time to. And that's what it has been for me. I planted a seed. I had in mind, like, I give it a year or two and see where it goes. And then from the first month, we got a buyer. And then we've seen results, how we got income. At the beginning, it was 3 figures. And so for people who are scared, as it was said in the presentation before, it's not a get rich quickest thing. It's more like something you create. You put it on the side. If you give it more time, like amazing Michelle Arceo and her husband have done, you see results really fast. I've been more lazy, I have to say, because I dedicate my time to the passions, like being a dancer and training for that. And I want to go to the Miami Salsa Summit in January to compete globally. But now the best month we have had, is a 4-figure month. That's what I earn in 1 month. And that has come just from letting the business just function by itself. So I'm like in shock. It's like, okay, so this really shows results and it comes out. Another thing that I thought at the time was to have time to travel, and this is it. Like the income that is coming in is allowing me to go to places to compete. Like we went to Toronto, we want to go to Miami. So in January I was in Miami also this year, 2019, and I got a good position as well. So what else can you ask? It's a business that does 90% for you. All I have to do is 10%, and that's it. Anything else you want to say?
Not really. I think you covered it. Whether you want to do it full time or you want to do it part time, you start off with part time, then you will slide into it full time. Put the time and energy into it. You will see the results. We've been involved with this for how long now?
A year
since
now. August last year.
And it just keeps on going up in increments. And all of a sudden you're like, where did this come from? And did you go to the mail?
Yeah. That's fun. That's a fun trip.
That's the fun part. And other people are going
to
tell you this. All of a sudden you're going to the mail and you're getting checks.
Yeah.
You're not getting bills. Well, you're getting bills too. But you're getting checks and they're going, where are these checks coming from? So I remember saying to myself, where are these checks coming from? and all of a sudden you're like shaking your head going,
I have to say also, we met in Air Canada, flight attendants. Yeah. That was in my previous life. And then I became a psychologist. But to become a psychologist, to become a professional, you need to study in university for 10 years and then the doctorate. So yeah, I've been studying almost all my life. And the income you get, is pretty good. But guys, you don't need to do what I did, 10, 15 years of studying in university, plus paying what you have to pay them. When you can do something like this, when I saw that people that are high school leaves can make it, I'm like, oh my God, they're smarter than I do. I'm dumb. Why did I waste my life? And no, I didn't know. I love my job. But you guys don't need to have any experience and everything is given to you. The system is already in place, and this community gives you everything you need. You have mentors and coaches all the time there for you that guide you, the community that supports you. We live north of Montreal, so for me it's an hour to get down there. And this summer, every month, we have met with the community of Montrealers. Not because we have to get.
No, it's because you want to.
It's just because we are social butterflies and we just like hanging out and partying. So that's another side of this business. You don't need to be a social butterfly like us, being outgoing or extrovert. You can also be an introvert and just give that side of your personality to this business and work on the sides in silence and just having the business work for you. So it works for everybody. Everybody from any language. Look at me, I'm Spanish. I have an accent. I come from Canary Islands and I've been living in Canada for 24 years. You can be from any background. You can be an Anglo like you, or from any country.
Apparently.
Any religion, any sexual orientation, any belief system.
Well, somebody said like the last 2 people ago, it works for you 24/7. That's a really cool thing. It's operating all the time. You know, it's 24/7.
And the cool thing is, like, it becomes a drug when you open your cell phone and you see, oh, things are happening here. There are results coming up.
Yeah.
That's very exciting too. So
it gets exciting, and it is exciting from the start.
Yes,
and it's still exciting.
Fun.
It's fun, and I think that's what we got to talk about. Is it's a neat thing to get involved with. Let alone everybody's talking about the support and the team, and you know the whole setup is so easy to get involved. And everybody says, again, the 149, guys, it's the best investment you're ever going to make.
Yeah, university you have to pay. Well, in Quebec it's not that bad. It's 3,000 per year, I think, or 4,000 or 5,000.
I know, I paid
but,
for 2 of them.
Yeah, your 2 daughters.
I'm on a second one.
Yes, but yeah, this 149. Come on, that's nothing.
It's pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And you know what? A month later, and if you don't want to be involved, well, you know,
just sit on the side and wait until you feel more secure.
That's it.
That's it.
Anyway,
so we give back the controls to Houston and
let's
Alberta
get Houston and Alberta or BC
Texas,
or wherever you guys
are
are from.
Give you back the controls.
The Wizard of Oz.
You're right.
Thanks, guys.
Love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, folks. You know what? You guys made a really good point there, and I want to make sure people didn't miss it because I saw that. I think it was Sunny. You asked this question in the chat while I noticed. You've got people here literally spending everywhere from like 30 minutes a day in their business to all the way up to maybe a few hours. And the whole idea with this, when we built it, was that it kind of just fits into your life. It doesn't take over your life, unless of course you want it to. And the whole idea here is just giving people back options. And some of these people you're going to hear, I mean, this isn't actually their priority, and that's okay. But it is a way for them to maybe live their passions, do what they want. That's really the key there. All right. Thank you for bringing that up, guys. Wanda, let's get you on here next.
Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead. Yep.
Hi, my name is Wanda, and I'm from Happy Valley Goose Bay. I joined this business 7 months ago, just part-time, because I do have a full-time job working at the hospital. But like a lot of other people, you know, it was enough to pay the bills, but it wasn't giving me what I needed. Last winter was a really bad winter for me. It was freezing cold. We had snow up past the yin yang, and I just had enough of it. My son lives in Ontario, so you know, I want to be closer to where he is living. So I said, you know what, I had to make change. I had to do something. Like say the winter, I'm tired of this snow clearing and stuff, and I'm very nervous, as if you don't know. So I went online, and it just so happens that I came across an ad. I wasn't looking for a part-time job at that time. I was just looking, and an ad. I seen this ad, and you know, it really, really interested me. So I read it. I read his speech that he had to say, and I said, you know what, I want to try the webinar. So that's exactly what I done. I went in, I listened to the webinar just as like we're listening to it tonight, and I said, you know what, I could do this. I was skeptical for 2 days. I did join right away. I had my business up and running within, I think it was 3 weeks, and just shy of 3, I think it was 3 days after I joined, had my business going, I had a lead, And shortly after that, I had a bar. And from there, it was, I'm after hitting milestone after milestone. I get excited on Fridays for some reason because it seems like every Friday I get checks in the mail. So I'm going to keep this short because I know we're running out of time. But for the month, I have made just shy of a 5-figure month. And you know what? That's more than I took home for 4 months in my regular job. So now I can actually say I have money in the bank, and I'm going out to see my son shortly. And that's something that, you know what, I wouldn't have been able to do before. So yeah, so I'm very thankful for this job. I love my online business. I only do it part-time because, like I said, I do work full-time. I have a mom that's in the home, and I spend as much time as I can with her because her time is getting short. So I give my business. So usually I'm on here probably half hour to an hour a night, and I work on it, and I absolutely love it. So that's all I have to say. So for those of you that are sitting on the fence or are listening to this, wondering if this is real, it is. Come on, join us. Love it. You got nothing to, you won't regret it. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Wanda. All right. Kendra, why don't we get you on here next?
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here, and I am so happy that all of you are here. And there's just a little thing I want to touch on before I tell my story. And that is to say that this opportunity is an amazing opportunity, and opportunities like this don't come around often. And I say that because when I was watching the webinar for the first time, I was extremely skeptical and naive about this business. Fast forward now that I'm doing it, and I've realized that where my skepticism came from was really just a place of not being educated in what this business is and how it works. Once I started doing this business and seeing results, once I saw all of these other people leveraging this system and seeing results, people from all over the world, all walks of life, moms, dads, there's grandmas. That absolutely shocked me considering this is an online business, but that is awesome. Anyways, my whole little point to this is that oftentimes I think we're skeptical about things, and it's really just because we don't know about them. So this is your opportunity to learn something new today by paying that $149 and learning the ins and outs of this business to see if it's something for you, because knowledge is power. And at the end of the day, if you decide that this isn't for you, you are welcome to refund, and then you just learned a little something new for free. So anyways, with that being said, I want you to keep that in mind. My name is Kendra, and I live in beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. I saw someone in our chat roll ask about if this is a good business for someone in their 20s. Well, I'm 25. I just turned 25 when I was 24 when I started this business. My background comes from real estate sales. So that is what I have been doing for the past couple years. And let me tell you, that is a grind. I became extremely exhausted in that line of work, doing sales where I really had to go out there and pound the pavement. So that's the other really great thing about this business. I know they touched on that. You don't have to go bug your friends and family, which is exactly what I had to do in real estate to go and make those sales. I know I heard Leanne say something about doing cold calls and door knocking, and she doesn't think people even go to doors anymore. No, I was out there. I was knocking on those doors, trying to get those sales. And let me tell you, it's just not fun. I've always been driven to work for myself because from a young age, I really realized that I wasn't going to get ahead working for someone else. But the mistake that I made was in choosing what type of business I was going to have, because having my business in real estate or having many other sort of traditional brick and mortar type businesses, they require so much of your time, and those businesses don't make money unless you are there, you're present every single day, and you have a ton of stress on you because you are responsible for everything. So that was the big mistake I made, and that is exactly why I joined this business. Because the system really is there in place for you. And even though I'm someone that had a background in sales, and I considered myself to be fairly technically savvy, there's no way I could have set this up on my own. So this was the perfect opportunity for me to get into the online space, because really, truly 90% of the system is done for you. And there's so much training and unbelievable mentorship and coaching. I can't say enough about the people in this community and how much support there is. Earlier, I was taking notes.
I think reload your signal here, and then we're going to get Amanda on here. All right, Amanda, can you hear me okay?
You can hear me?
Yes, perfect. All right, good. I'm going to work with Kendra on the back end, and you tell us a little bit about your story, okay?
Okay, perfect. So I just want to say thank you for having me on here tonight. I'm super excited, and I can't. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yep.
Keep going? Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I just was saying thank you for letting me come on, and I'm super excited to come on and share my story and a little bit about my journey with this business. And so I'll start off. My name is Amanda. I am a mom of 2 beautiful children. I have a 10-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. So I'm just outside of Calgary, Alberta. I was born and raised just outside of a small town, right by Calgary, Alberta, out in the country. So I'm a little bit of a farm girl, and yeah, so I decided that I wanted to find something that was going to give me some time with my children. And I wasn't really actively looking at something, but I was actually on maternity with my youngest, and the time started creeping up to me having to go back to work, and I was kind of freaking out that I didn't want to lose out on the time with her, because when I went back to work with my son when he was 1, I realized how much time I did miss out with him and all of that, and it like literally it hurt me so bad that I missed out on so many things, like of him growing up and all of that, and the time that I missed. I didn't want to lose that with my daughter, so I decided that I needed something else, and I came across this digital business opportunity, and it couldn't have came at a better time. I actually looked into it in January of 2019. I didn't actually do anything until February, and I don't know why, but I was just sitting there wondering, am I doing the right thing for my kids, or whatever else. But so I joined in February, and I got up and running in March. And so now I've been actively doing this for about 7 months, and I am proud to say that my biggest month was just this past August, and I had my first big payday, and that was just $1,700. So I was super excited about that. I never thought that something like this could potentially give me something like that, and also be able to spend the time with my children. So that was the biggest payday that I got, and the biggest month was actually August as well, and that one came in just at $2,820. So to me, that was a huge excitement, and I couldn't believe my eyes, really, because when I first got into this, I mean, like I said, I went from January looking into it and didn't actually get started till March. So I wasted 3 months. So I can't believe, to look back and think like what I could have done if I had started right in January, and how far this business could have taken me. But each of us, take our own time to figure it out, and that's kind of us. So I am excited to say that because of that month and, this just keep continuing going on, that we are going to a trip in Mexico. And that is, I don't have to worry about the finance of it, because that is totally just paid for that, and also a lot more on top of that. So, but anyways, going back to really my why is honestly my time with my children. I couldn't imagine time without them. I can't even stand to think about, not seeing their milestones, and just watching them grow up and seeing their firsts. My daughter is so young and they grow so fast that it's just very important to me to be able to spend the time with them. But a little bit about the business aspect of it. I got started with the training, and it only took me about 2 weeks to get up and going. And I even took my time doing that because I was a little bit scared of just continuing forward. And I don't know why, but I knew the potential and I was excited about it, but something was scaring me. And I don't know, I think it was just because I'm not really good with change, but I knew if I just kept pushing forward, it was a good change, and this is what we needed. And yeah, so I love the fact that this business does run 24/7, like everybody was kind of saying, because I'm a busy mom. I take my children to sports. My oldest is in sports every season except for summer, when I decide that I play baseball, and but they tag along with me. So we're always a busy family. And then I also have my toddler. So I'm always out and about running around, and each day I take the time to put a little bit into this, a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. Some days are more than others, but I usually at least try to put at least half an hour to, a few hours in every day. But not every day does that work. And that's okay, because it does run in the background 24/7. And I get to do it, just whenever it suits us. So yeah, I mean, really and truly, sorry, I'm just kind of checking down at my notes to see if I've missed anything that I wanted to hit on. But I really love it because it speaks integrity, and I've seen it, and I can't express how thankful I am to be involved in something like this. So if anybody is looking for a change, wanting that time with their family, with their children, or, just something that can help them, do a family vacation on top of what they're doing now, this is something that can do that for you. And that's what it's doing for us. So yeah, I just wanted to thank Mike and Darren and Leanne for everything they do. And actually, I got to meet Mike and Darren in person last weekend at a meetup in Calgary, Alberta. And I'm forever grateful that I was able to meet you guys and have a little chat. It was super fun. So thank you for making that jaunt down here, and, just meeting a whole bunch of other people, and just reiterating how great this community and how great the support is. So yeah, honestly, if you're gonna jump on board and do anything, this is it, risk-free. And yeah, I don't even know what else to say. It's that easy. And yeah, if this business is speaking to you, even if you are feeling a little bit skeptical, don't worry. I was skeptical too, but something just kept telling me to push forward and do it. And I did it, and here I am, and I couldn't be happier. So that's all for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. It was awesome meeting you as well. Kendra, it looks like we got you back on here. Let's see if we can get you back on to share the rest of your story here.
I'm back. Is it working?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, great. So I'm not totally sure where I got cut off, but I'll just go with it. So this happening is a perfect example of why you should join this business, because it wasn't me who got me back on here up and running so everyone could see and hear me. It was Mike and Darren and the team. And that's exactly why this is such a great business. And it's something I never had before. Being a solopreneur was extremely lonely. And when something went wrong, I was the only person who could fix it. And sometimes I didn't know how to do that. I think earlier Mike said, you want to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that is so true. And it is a fact that when you have mentors and coaches, that you do better and you do become more successful. I think I've pretty much explained my why. I think we're all here because something's not working. Either your job's not working, you want more money, you want more time, You want to be less stressed, you want to pay your bills, you want to buy a house, you want to go traveling. Those are all the reasons why all of us are doing this business and why all of you are watching us right now. In terms of my accomplishments in this business, so it took me probably 2 or so weeks to get through all of the training before I had ads up and running. And within 1 hour of my first ad running, I had my first lead. And that night, when I woke up the next morning, I had 4 more leads, which is a great example of, I know everyone's saying this business runs 24/7, but that is so important. And I can't stress that enough as someone who has had a business before that doesn't run 24/7. It's so important you have a business that works for you and not you work for your business, because you will burn out and that's no fun. Anyways, I'm glad I got to be back on here and finish what I had to say, and I look forward to seeing all of you on the inside.
Awesome. Thank you, Kendra. I'm glad we got you back on here too. All right, Darren, you want to wrap it all up for us?
So we do these webinars because this is the only way we can prove to you that this business is real. It does work from, for all different people from every different walk of life. This is our way of coming from our home to your home, because people are always skeptical of online things, and I get it. I've worked online for a good part of well over a decade actually myself. So I've seen everything that's out there, and I know, a lot of you are here because you tried other things and they don't work. This does work, and this is the proof. This is what you're looking for, and that's also why we offer it risk-free. You join, you pay to join, you get all the information, and if you decide that it's not a fit for you, you get your money back in full. So you really have there's no risk involved. We set it up that way because we didn't want there to be a risk for people. We want people to check it out, see if this is for you. So, definitely, try it, and you won't know until you know, right? And a lot of people already did join, so congratulations. For those of you that did, you're gonna get an email with your next steps, and if you didn't get it already, it'll be there shortly. During the webinar, we get lots of people joining, so it does back up a bit. But and one of those steps is to friend your coach on Facebook. So please make sure you do that. And if you're using a different name on Facebook than what you just joined with, send that coach a message and just let them know. That way we can connect the dots on our end and get you added to our private group. It's a big part of the business, so you need to be in there. So if you don't get added to a group, make sure you reach out and say, why am I not added to that? Just in case we, missed you for some reason, or if we couldn't match up your name or your email. Because some people also use a different email when they join than when they first saw an ad and registered. So just let us know if that was you. But yeah, I guess I think that's everything. Yeah. Thanks for spending your evening with us, or in some cases in your morning.
All right, guys. Well, I asked you a little question a little while ago. I'll end it tonight with asking you that question one more time. If $149 could change everything for you, wouldn't it be worth it? I hope you decide now it will be. And to those of you that have already decided, congratulations. I can't wait to see you on the other side. This is where it all starts, and I can't see what you make of this business. We'll see you there, guys. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.